Yeah, say good morning. So it's our culture. So when one greets, so we have to greet again. Namaste means we bow to you. We bow to the God in you. So that is the custom of India, right? So, dear students and correspondent madam, and the co-directors Arjun Reddy sir, Surya Kumari, and all the beloved teachers and parents who have come here. Good morning to all of you and happy Republic Day. So, to start a small speech, I will introduce myself because there are so many new students are coming. They may not be knowing me. So I am Dr. Devi Reddy, a doctor by profession, but by passion. I love all the children who have come here, all the school children, and I'm very much passionate in improving the standards of the children. So today, you know, we are celebrating every year Republic Day on 26th of January because we became the Republic after our Constitution came into force. And have you think that so difficult to prepare the Constitution because India is not just made of a single religion. It's not made of few, few castes, a few religions, few people. So it is very a vast country made of so many people. So to satisfy everybody, so to take care of everybody's interests, to take care not to dissatisfy anybody. So the Constitution should be in such a way, it should be applicable to all the people of this country. So this was a very big task, but finally after 2 years of struggle, they could write the Constitution, and even after 77 years, still with very few amendments, so still the same Constitution is working, and we are all happy with the Constitution of India. So that is why the greatness goes to the leaders, the B.R. Ambedkar and his team for drafting this great Constitution. So this is about the Republic Day, why we are assembled here. And today, so let us learn very few things, not very elaborately. I will not speak because it's difficult to learn everything at one time. So this is called, so we must learn or implement or learn good things every day, step by step. So we can't become a great man in one day. So this is what is called atomic habits. So this is a book called Atomic Habits. So the atoms, the small things. So like that, every day you improve yourself just by 1%. So that is more than enough to become the successful, become good children, good citizens of this India, of this country, of this world. That means you just make sure that I am today somewhat better than tomorrow. So every day, small changes, if you inculcate, so definitely it will make a big change by the end of the year. So today you take the decision. Today is 26th January. So from today onwards, so let us start making small improvements in your things. So what you have done yesterday, make it more efficiently, more promptly by 1%. So every day increase your strength and your capability by 1%. Then by the end of year, so it will make a lot of change. So that is improving yourself step by step. So this is the one point. And second is always, so you must be attempting so many things. You must be attempting so many exams, so many games, so many anything. So it's not true that you always become successful. So there are failures for every person. Failure is a must. So when you say, I don't have failures, it is a, what is, you are telling lies. Either you are telling lies, or you are not attempting at all. So that means failure is a must for everyone, but success comes after many failures. So, and again, success is not final. So once you become successful, one become your goal you achieve, so that is not final. So that still you have so many things. So learning is forever. So success is not final, and failure is not final. So success is again. So we have to fight again. And so one day I'll tell you a small story of Sudha Murthy. So you must be knowing who is Sudha Murthy. So the founder of Infosys, Narayan Murthy's wife. So she was talking on a YouTube. She told me that in the days when she was first married to Narayan Murthy, she went to a house of a very, very rich man. So they called this couple for a dinner. So went their house, and though Sudha Murthy and they are very great people, they are rich enough, but they thought the people to whom they went are very, very rich, with all very, very big house, very silver spoons and silver plates, everything. So there were very rich people. They called this couple for a dinner. So they had a dinner, and finally they gave some gift for the newly wedded couple, and they came back, and she said to her husband, I think we are very much rich than those people. I think they are very poor. Then Narayana Murthy exclaimed, why you are telling like that? Because I have searched their drawing room, I have searched everywhere, but I did not find a single book in their house. So did you catch my point? So we didn't find a single book in their house. So that means, so how important is to read a book? So it will definitely change your life. So every time when you go to your, when you ask your dad, mom, ask them to buy a book for you. So it is the greatest friend of you. So you must inculcate the habit of reading a book. It will be changing your life. It will have very good habit nowadays, and the days have changed. I mean, to study a book, so that doesn't mean you study only a physical book. So you are if you are smart enough, you can go to a net, you can go to internet, you can sit before the computer, and you can borrow any book, or you can download any book, and you can read the book, and you have that Kindle site. So you can, if you have a Kindle account, you can download any book, and even if you buy also, there is a very, very minimal charge. So the very with a little charge you can buy a book, and or you can most of the books are available for free. So if you don't have physical books, you can download a book, you can explore the book online also. So the world is in your fist. So you must be knowing that saying. So you can explore everything what is happening in the world. So before sitting a computer. So when I say computer, when you are accessing this world, when you are utilizing the technology, so technology has a by-edged sword. So it is a sword. Why I say this is you must be capable of using it in a right way. So with a knife, either you can cut the apple and eat it, or if you use in a wrong way, you will cut your finger, right? So it is a knowledge, internet and everything, it is a knowledge where you can use it for your development, for your knowledge, and it will also spoil you. So it depends on how you use it. So use it in a proper way, then only, so it is most applicable and useful for you. So that is the dangerous part of the net. So when you go to the net, don't be dragged to the unwanted sites, don't get involved in unnecessary games, unnecessary things, but you, at the same time, it is the most the knowledge, even if you want a small doubt. So when we were small children, we don't have the courage to ask the teacher. So very few teachers are available, so we don't have the courage to ask the teachers about our doubts. So we used to continue the roam around with same doubts. Nowadays, so a teacher is not necessary. So go to a Google and search the word. So if you find a difficult word, if somebody uses a difficult word before you, or if you start a word, see a word in a paper, so which you cannot understand, so immediately open your phone and go to the dictionary or go to the Google, then find what is this. So you can get everything from the starting of this thing to usage. It is everything you will find on the net. So that is the power of internet. So whatever you want, so either good or bad, so it's a way you use your good to get best out of the World Wide Web. So this is, I would like to tell you, make use of technology in a right way to develop your knowledge, to develop your skills, and to become a successful man or woman. And for every child, or for that matter, every man, there are three edges. So one is, you train your hand. Train your hand. If you train your hand only, so you will become a labor. So if you train your hand along with your head, it becomes the skill. So if you work your hand along with your head, that is the brain, so it is a skill. But still, if you keep your heart along with the hand and brain, so it will become an art. So that means you do any work like an art. So work should have not only the skill, not only the labor, it should also have the humanity. So put your heart and become a complete human being. And for every success, for every thing you want to become, it is the communication that is most important. So communication doesn't mean you must have a good language, good vocabulary in this. So it is not that much important. So your own language. Nowadays, even if you speak in Telugu, there are modems which translate your language into English, and the people who cannot understand Telugu can read your speech in English. Or you say in English, the people can hear in Telugu. So such technology has come, and the language should not be a barrier for your communication. So if you know English, if you know other languages, it is well and good. So even if you don't speak good English, if you don't speak good other languages, so that doesn't mean so it is a barrier for your communication. So you must possess the thoughts, the idea, so what you want to explain. So explain them in the language which you know. And so definitely without expression, so other people cannot understand you, so you cannot explain how you are going to present them. So always communicate with the people, and at the same time learn when to be silent. So always don't talk. Sometimes you have to be silent also. So you know when you have to be silent. The first thing is when you become angry. So even for small things, so we are all human beings. We do really become angry. We get some disturbances. Somebody's behavior. Sometimes everybody becomes angry, but do not speak anything when you are angry. So keep quiet for some time, so everything settles well, and you will not feel guilty that in angry I talked that thing, I talked this thing. So because otherwise I would have not told that. So these repenting will not happen. Just be silent for some time when you are angry. And second thing is, when somebody is not caring you, that means when somebody is not giving the proper importance to you, proper respect to you, just ignore them, and you need not explain that how strong you are, or how intelligent you are, how efficient you are. So you need not explain them, because just be silent. So they cannot understand, even if they are not in a mood to understand you. So how politely if you explain also, they will not hear. So the best way is to be silent at people who don't care you. And third is, when somebody is telling, so when somebody is expressing, be silent. So don't interfere in them. So be silent. When you are hearing, so they will have enthusiasm to tell you. So these are the three places you should be silent: when you are angry, when the people around you are not caring you, and third is when somebody is talking.